10 laps to go.
Caution.
That's for McDowell.
Oh, with 9 to go.
And
Well, buckle in for a little bit, guys. We're going to be here for a while now, I got a feeling.
This might be the record for the longest 10 laps ever. You never know.
Martin Truex Jr., whose dad was a star of the Busch North Series of NASCAR. Had some big wins. His Uncle Barney fielded modifieds in New Jersey and throughout the Northeast. And Martin Jr. himself, a NASCAR champion. Out in front now for 16 laps. AMR safety team is going to help Micah McDowell off the racetrack. And let's check with Jamie.
Well, Austin Cindric out of the race as well, so he's standing here watching with the rest of us. What's your take on tonight's race and just what you've seen so far?
Well, I think the craziest thing sitting here and standing here under caution is listening to every driver try and warm up their tires, because cold tires are a bit of a problem when the track surface is this slick and new, and every driver's doing burnouts, doing whatever they can, something that you wouldn't see at any other racetrack because of it. But obviously a 10-lap shootout is going to be a little wild. I'm sure Truex didn't want that. But, yeah, the stacks, as far back as I was tonight, the stacks on the restarts were nuts, like nowhere else that we have.
Thank you for your time. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. It's probably appropriate now to go over the rules for overtime, which are unique to this race. Normally, in a NASCAR race, you would have a green-white checker overtime if the caution were to come out prior to the white flag or checkered flag lap. In this event, if the leader does not take the checkered flag under green, they will re-rack the field and go green-white checker, 2 laps to finish it off, much as usual.
Yeah, and I'm going to say we're going to exercise that. Watch, here's the choose. This time, Austin Dillon chose that inside. That surprised me. I thought he was going to try that outside. But back here, this is where it gets pretty tricky. They're trying to watch what's in front of them, waiting on their spotter to say, all right, 2 cars on the inside, 3 cars on the outside. That tells them where they want to be.
How the complexion of that front row changed on those restarts after the same 2 pair. Now we're back to the 23 and the 19 on the front row.
Bubba Wallace used this same move earlier in the race to get to the lead. He was actually trying to get down, and they ran into the back of him, pushes through Martin Truex. He assumed the lead, but nonetheless, it was effective.
summer shootout, baby. Time to get it. You know you damn right.
That was Freddie Kraft.
I think they're having some fun tonight.
That's the radio communication at the front of the field. That is not the way it's going at the back of the field.
Sad but true.
Pace car is in, 10 laps to go. Truex and Wallace up front. Dillon and Bowman. Kyle Busch up to 5th on this restart against William Byron. Green flag.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Quarter. Still quarter. Still.
Bubba slipped up. Austin Dillon gets under him. He's in the back.
And
Paying a little bit back.
And Kyle Busch goes after Bowman. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all but welded together here.
Oh boy, contact.
3 wide.
Nice, just movie discipline here, discipline.
So Kyle Busch is going to come out well on this one.
All the way from the back, too. 8 to go. It's time to go.
Dillon gives the boot to Bubba. Into the wall, Wallace goes.
That radio communications isn't going to be that good now.
No.
That was not pretty.
I get rolling here, get rolling. Before the leaders get there.
They were leaning on each other from the get-go on that restart.
Yeah.
Wow, that was the high, hard one.
Yeah, it's really hard to sit there for the race than what we saw last year. And, you know, unfortunately, both the first half and the second half, a lot of cautions today.
And Clint, we saw a number of drivers be the fastest car on the track for a while.
Yeah, you know, a lot of setups, a lot of variations in setups. You saw setups that would take off on an early run 41 car. You know, he really took off on that last run, made some great adjustments, had some electrical issues that may be in a cause of it. We saw some bad mistakes and wrong moves on the choose cone rule. That really played a good role in this short track race. Neat rule that I love on, you know, when you have an atmosphere like this. But man, holy cow, you want to talk about, I guarantee you there's going to be some retaliation coming. You said notebooks. You keep those in a notebook. There's a lot of notebooks out there.
Absolutely wild. Full moon, short track Sunday night to get this 23rd season of NASCAR on Fox underway, as now Truex, Dillon, and Busch make their way up for the medal ceremony. That's something we've not seen because NASCAR's history has always been to celebrate the winner. There has been Kennedy of NASCAR up there for the medal ceremony, along with Boys and Girls Club of Carson, California's Youth of the Year winner, Daniela. She is the medal holder for this ceremony.
Well, it's cool that we have that, but there's only one winner. I mean, let's face it. There's only one winner, and I tell you what, those two. I think that if you're going to call a winner of a second to third place car, it's Richard Childers. He's on to a winning way and a winning combination with that driver lineup.
That's what I was going to say, is that I guarantee you those two guys that finished in second and third, I guarantee you they feel like this weekend was a win for that organization, and I think they've got a lot to look forward to.
A lot of momentum already. Speaking of momentum, but just getting things going again, being back up here in the booth, watching the boys do work, battling it out, it gets me so excited to start thinking about moving all of our focus on the Daytona 500, the big one, Tony.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, this is the off season just keeps getting shorter and shorter because of the work that's involved. But when you get here and you realize we're back at the racetrack, we're getting to watch the cars race, you get to see all the hard work that everybody's put into these cars over the winter. Now we get to go to Daytona and go for the biggest prize of all.
Well, you get your fill of NASCAR weeknights on FS1 with NASCAR Race Hub, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming up next Sunday on Fox, Super Bowl 57 from Glendale, Arizona, outside Phoenix. And then all of our Fox technicians and equipment head off for Daytona, where February 19th, we present the Daytona 500 with coverage starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming up next on Fox, your late local news, except on the West Coast. Congratulations to Martin Truex Jr., winner of the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum, runner-up Austin Dillon, and third-place finisher Kyle Busch.